Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sound Waves, powered by Sound Cove Labs. I'm Rob Petroch, the founder of Sound Cove Labs in Greenwich, Connecticut. It is great to have you with us today. Today, we are going to Kansas City, and Kristen from BeeOrganized is joining us. Hi, Kristen.
Hey, Robert. Thank you for having me.
Of course, great to have you. So tell us about BeeOrganized. What are you guys all about?
Well, Be Organized, our tagline is Simplify Your Hive. And really, our mission in life is to help people live a better life through organization. We do that by coming in and really creating customized and sustainable organizing solutions in the home and in the business. And then we also do a lot of life transition help. We all know that moving in the best of times is stressful. So add a death or a divorce or downsizing. So we really come in and just kind of wrap our arms around our clients and help them with every step, kind of eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah, and so you started the company in Kansas City. You grew it, and now you are franchising it out, correct?
Yes, my co-founder and I started in Kansas City in 2015 and really did not have the dream of franchising ITs. We didn't even know how to spell franchising back then. That was not the goal, but we hit a nerve, Robert. We really found where there was a need for this kind of service of really coming in and providing customized and sustainable organizing solutions. And we do it in a team approach. So we have multiple, what we call worker bees, our organizers in the home at a time. So really saw some great success and grew quickly. So we started franchising in 2017. We're in 46 markets nationwide right now. And like I say, just spreading the buzz nationwide.
And what was the spark? I mean, that is a big step to take where your company is successful locally and you say, you know what, this can go national or this can become much bigger. What was the moment or the spark that kicked that off to make it a bigger, to really franchise it out?
Right. I don't know if there was one moment. We did have, there were key people in our life that understand business and understand franchising that came to us when we came out of the gate with this unique business model, where it's a home-based business, low overhead, really pulls on word of mouth, repeat referral business. And then with that, with my co-founder and I, our business acumen, we put the systems and processes in place right away. And really were organized in the way we approached the building the business. So we had a lot of people come to us saying, this is a franchisable model. This would work in franchising. So it took kind of that time of getting to understand what that really meant. 10 plus years in, I'm not sure I even know what it fully means, right? Do any of us, but a key person in our lives that came in and helped really drive that franchising bus is my brother. He has been in marketing and sales and management his entire adult career, but also is a franchise owner in a home health care system that his wife runs. So they've had 16 years being a franchisee. So my brother was really able to come in and actually partnered with Lisa and I, my co-founder. So the three of us started BeeOrganized Enterprises and started the franchising side. So really leaned on his experience being a franchisee. And then the system actually that they own called Right at Home, the home healthcare system, just have patterned a lot of what we do and how we support our franchisees after them because they've done such an amazing job.
And we've had organizers on the show before, and a lot of the points you hit, the silver tsunami, people needing more organization at home. What do you think separates you from this market, which I don't know if you'd call it crowded at this point, but I'm definitely hearing a lot more about
Yeah.
professional organization?
It's definitely not crowded. We do not see a saturated marketplace. In fact, 10 years ago when we started, there were a lot of people, Robert, that didn't understand what a professional organizer did. While we're not a new industry, we are an up and coming, becoming more mainstream. And so that's an exciting time. As Americans, we're part of 12% of the population doing 60% of private consumption spending. We're consumers here in America. With the consumption, the silver tsunami you speak of, that baby boomers, And just the fact that we're all running Mach 80 and we're not stopping to craft and curate our spaces where they serve and support us. And a lot of times we've got it backward. We're serving and supporting our spaces and our stuff. And just it becomes a mental health issue. What happens in our head and heart has so much to do with what our environment is, our ability to relax and our productivity. So there's a lot of space, I think, in this industry, but we're coming to it in a unique way in that so many times people think of professional organizers as perfectionists and that everything is picture perfect and Pinterest worthy and Instagram ready. While, yes, there's that kind of sexy visual aspect of our business, we really come at it with reality. I mentioned that we provide customized and sustainable solutions. That is so much more important than the aesthetic, beautiful after picture. Of course, we love those as well. And then really coming with it's that customized approach. We could do a pantry, you know, 70 days in a row and it never be the same because we're going to customize how we approach and our solutions based on our clients, their tastes, their habits, their needs, and their unique uses of the space.
And with the way the company's set up right now, maybe you have to answer this two ways. As you grow, as someone who operated your franchise in Kansas City, but also as you're trying to grow, what are some of the biggest challenges either for your franchisees or for you trying to grow the company you're facing right now? And you can answer that on both sides, I
Yeah,
guess.
because in essence, I'm talking two different stories, right? The individual business owner owning a Be Organized franchise, and then also the system at large, Be Organized, the franchise. First, taking just from an organizer standpoint, our owners, running and growing and scaling a business is hard. You and I know that. And when you go into people's homes and you're dealing with their private spaces and their stuff, whole host of other opportunities, but risks and problems come up with that. So it's really, I always tease, in organizing when we're trying to streamline or really what we're known for, it's not like a Chick-fil-A sandwich where you can go in Connecticut and order a spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich, and then you can come to Kansas City and order the same one, and it's going to taste exactly the same. It's going to look the same. It's going to smell the same. And your experience is going to be the same. We struggle with that in organizing because no job that we do is the same because of that relationship that our clients have with their stuff and how they use their space may be very vastly different than how their neighbor does. And so trying to provide the highest level of care and service and, attention to our clients and repeating that over and over, even though there's no repetition in what we do, if that makes sense. From a franchisor standpoint, that's definitely hard because our brand is everything and how you do everything is your brand. And so making sure that our brand is being represented the same across the land. And so the answer to that is training and systems and processes, as any business owner knows.
And are you utilizing, we hear about about training people, which is and obviously just hiring and keeping people in this market is a challenge, and systems and processes in the company. Are you leaning on AI to make things a little bit easier on any of those fronts?
We definitely are. I think all of us, our eyeballs spin on that. But definitely as we are finding ourselves, in franchising, it's a little bit wash, rinse, repeat, right? Once we get a system down, then we want to be able to have that replicated. So AI definitely comes in on that. We get a lot of the same questions or frustrations. And so AI comes on that with that repetition. And then talking about repetition, that's what training is. So you've got to be able to have that learning module in place that can help our franchisees recall and pull information that's been archived or training that's been archived. And so definitely using AI for that as well and have more opportunity to do even more of that.
And on the marketing front, our founders love to talk about marketing. Generating new leads is always the top topic. When I speak with listeners, they're like, well,
No
talk
client, no
about
business,
leads.
right?
So we understand that. I guess I'd love to hear from you from the side of running the business, how you're generating leads from consumers, and then finding the right fit for the perfect franchisees. How are you
Right.
working the marketing side of
Yeah.
both?
So the business owner side, this really is a referral, repeat, word of mouth business. There is such an intimate nature of what we do going in and organizing in people's homes. So it's a relational sale. And so we encourage our franchisees to become mayor of their marketplace. Yes, we use social media and digital advertising and often optimized website. That's all an awesome foundation of what you get when you join a franchise. But nothing beats that local community marketing, being out and about and connecting with people, networking, creating those relationships with our referral partners. Our number one referral partner is going to be realtors, right? Or senior living communities. And so really getting in there and they do business with people they like, know, and trust. And that doesn't happen from digital advertising, right? So it's a mix. We call our marketing efforts a layered cake. You've got all aspects of it. You've got the social media, you've got the email marketing, but nothing beats that face to face and connecting with the people in your marketplace. So that's kind of that aspect. But yes, that's always the challenge is you got to have clients, right? And then as far as the second part of your question of really finding the right franchisees, it's all about the right fit in franchising. It's all about the right fit to find people who represent our brand within our mission and our beliefs. And so we have a long discovery process where we talk and really get to know prospects and turn over a lot of stones. We have what we call a Zoracle right fit assessment that really digs in and finds people's skill sets and communication styles. So really for us, it's not sales, it's finding the right fit.
And do you ever try and is there ever a conversion of someone who is running an organizing business, but maybe wants a better blueprint, or is that not really a focus?
That's my favorite kind, and one of our biggest success stories. We have a franchisee who was hacking through the weeds, as we call it, alone. She was working her tail off. She didn't have the blueprint for scaling, and that is where oftentimes individual business owners don't have that. They're drinking from the fire hose. They're wearing all the hats. They don't have time or the ability to even dream about how do I scale this? How do I pull myself out of this and get on the business, not in the business? That's where we come in and really help our owners pull back and determine what hats are you going to wear? What hats does it not make sense and don't align with your growth pattern? And really have that scaling is the plan right out of the gate. So that's where our business model comes in, where we have multiple worker bees in multiple homes, multiple days of the week. And the owner is the face, the brain, the heart behind the business, but the bees, the organizers, are the hands. And that is where this one particular franchisee, I remember talking to her and she just couldn't believe when I'm telling her potential, growth. Of course, not guaranteeing anything. You can't do that in the franchising world, but sharing our historical numbers. And she just couldn't believe because she was so mired down in the day to day and in the business. And so once she came on, we trained her. She is seeing numbers she couldn't have ever dreamt of because we have provided the blueprint of how to scale.
I love that story.
Pretty
And
cool.
I wanted to touch back on a little bit talking about marketing for the business and referrals, which of course are amazing and people love them. The issue we constantly hear from founders is they are unpredictable at times, and I think your approach with realtors and maybe estate attorneys and people like that is probably fantastic. But something that's a little more predictable for a lot of our businesses, especially home services, is the digital marketing. Can you touch on what is working for you on that front, or what I know you may not require your franchisees, but where you're kind of pushing them to advertise and what's working and driving leads?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit what you and I were talking about before this started is content of feeding the right content into the digital advertising and the optimization because nobody wants to be sold. We're in a unique position in the industry we're in where there is so much teaching and consulting that can be done and so many topics that I could talk all day long about organizing and its benefits and the how-tos and the don'ts and the top mistakes and myths and all of that. And so we really come to the marketplace from an advertising and marketing standpoint of being a leader in a thought leader, and really putting that forward so that we're attracting people who are wanting to consume that content and therefore kind of pull in and we are seen as the expert, if that's answering your question.
Yeah, well, and I also think part of your industry may be just education that this exists, right? Where someone, this isn't something that everyone knows, so they may not know to go to Google to even search for this. So there's a bit of an awareness play, right?
Absolutely. I mean, when we started 10 years ago, there were absolutely people going, "You're going to do what? You do what? People will hire you to do that." And there's still camps of people that are like that. It's come full force or full circle thanks to, the home edit and Netflix shows. And we've got movie stars that are hiring organizers, and there's books and magazines aplenty. There's no lack of information out there, but it's really educating. I think one thing too is people see this as a luxury service and a luxury service only. It's not. It's not. It's necessary. And especially when you're talking of helping people who are downsizing, their adult children don't have the time or inclination to help them. It is so paralyzing to get ready for a downsize. So it becomes a necessary, a needed service. And so kind of busting out of that perfectionism and that it's luxury, because we can be all those things, but this service in this industry provides so much more.
And when you look to growth for 2026 and even 2027 at this point, we have to start always
Right.
thinking years ahead. What are there areas you're looking to expand into? Or, yeah, love to hear that. Any movement there?
First and foremost, as a franchisor, our job is to always protect the brand, protect the franchisees, and support them. So that's where our main thrust of planning and foundational pieces come is we want to earn our keep with our franchisees. And the way you do that is help them be happy and profitable, right? So helping all those marketing efforts that I know you and I can talk about forever, and really helping them build the business of their dreams and stay true to that and supporting. So yes, lots of plans and continuing on that. But in franchising, it's all about growth and numbers too. In order to support our franchisees in the way they want, need, and expect, we've got to have those numbers coming in. And so many awesome, amazing opportunities come through as we grow this brand and get known better. And so, of course, growth, but controlled, limited, intentional growth. And it goes back to, really spending the time on bringing in the right people and then aligning with the right partners. There's so many ways that you can go in the wrong direction. But as the old adage says in business, knowing what you don't know, or just knowing that there are things that you don't know. And we're very aware of that. And so making sure we're aligning with the right people.
Great. And, you know, we love to leave our founders as we wrap up today with some advice. Looking back, what would you do differently if you were starting today?
That's always such a hard one, isn't it, Robert?
Yes.
I tease maybe I would wait a while before I started franchising. That's a big one. And when people see our timeline, we franchised 2 years into the business. And so, however, I would say, and I often say to people who are looking to start a business, if you wait for the perfect time, it's not going to happen. There is no perfect time to start a business or start something new. And so I kind of talk out of both sides of my mouth there. I'm really proud of what we've done. I'm really proud of what we've done. And we have stayed very true to our mission. And our mission is truly to help people live a better life through organization and meet them where they are. And then on the franchising side, really help people see and feel the freedom and the flexibility and the benefits of being your own boss. There's nothing better, but it's hard. So supporting them and helping them build the business of their dreams.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an incredible story. Not only did you have a successful business, but now you really did to franchise is a next step, and it's super impressive. So
Thank you,
thank you
Robert.
for your time. We really appreciate it. And tell everybody how they can find you on both sides. If someone wants to
Yeah.
organization and if they're interested in actually joining the organization as a
Yeah,
franchisee.
I love that. Thank you, Robert. Well, we're beorganized.com, and there are both the consumer side and franchising side on that same website. You can go to the franchise opportunities page. It really starts with a conversation with me to just dig in and see if this is an opportunity that makes sense for you and your goals and your expertise. And then from the consumer side, digging in and seeing if there is a Be Organized in your location. If not, probably coming pretty soon, also do travel and to subscribe to our newsletter. We, again, with that thought leader, we really churn out some amazing, helpful information on our monthly newsletter. We also have a quiz, a organizing profile quiz. We've crafted 7 different profiles of really who you are in relation to your stuff. Take that quiz. It's really enlightening to see how we commune with our stuff. And a lot of times that has to do with why we struggle with organization. So, yeah, be organized.
Amazing. Great. Well, thank you for that, Kristen. Thanks for your time today. And we want to thank our audience for joining us. We'll see everyone on the next episode. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.